Welcome back to Every Awesome 80s Movie. Today I proudly present the 50 finest moments from my favorite film, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I first saw this movie back in 1981 when I was 9 years old, and as the years have gone by, I've fallen more and more in love with this film. So without further ado, here are the 50 moments that I think create the greatest adventure of all time. We start things off with number 50, and a shout out to Alfred Molina. Number 50 goes to Satipo's facial expressions. This seemingly small part makes a big impact. Number 49 is really just a little throwaway line, but I love it anyway.
Marion.
Hey, what's this?
It's a date. You eat them. Are you absolutely sure? Belloq staff is too long.
They're digging in the wrong place. I am the monarch of the sea. I am the ruler of the...
Okay, I'm going to try not to talk over every scene I show you, but number 48 has so many amazing things going on. We see these two good friends bonding over this adventure. We hear Sala singing Gilbert and Sullivan. That cracks me up. And then this poison date is flying up in the air, creating this wonderful dramatic tension. And last but not least, we're going to see that the fascist monkey dies.
Bad dates. Now, what does this ark look like? There's a picture of it right here.
Number 47, ARK Exposition.
That's it.
Good God. Yes, that's just what the Hebrews thought.
Now what's that supposed to be coming out of there?
Lightning. Fire. Power of God or something.
Number 46, to help Indy get out of this predicament, Sala invents a strange, unexpected rope.
And this accounts for the holes dug all over the barrow and the generally poor condition of the find. However, chamber 3 was undisturbed, and the undisturbed chamber and the grave goods that were found in another, in the area give us a reason to date this find as we have.
You're about to become a permanent addition to this archaeological find. Who knows? In 1,000 years, even you may be worth something.
Son of a bitch.
I'm afraid we must be going now, Dr. Jones. Our prize is awaited in Berlin. But I do not wish to leave you down in that awful place, all alone.
Slimy pig, you let me go! Stop it!
Mary! Hang on! Don't fall! Mary, I got it!
Number 42, I love this moment not just because of the stunt work, but also that little smile on Indy's face. This man really loves his job. Number 41, now Indy takes a lot of punches in this franchise, but when this big bald German character comes out onto the airfield, Indy takes a punch like never before. Check out this fight choreography. There were a number of scenes that freaked me out as a 9-year-old. This was definitely one of those scenes. Number 39, the nunchuck coat hanger. Here we have this dastardly villain that seems to be producing some type of torture device that turns out to be a fancy fun way to hang up your jacket. Whew, even Belloq was scared.
Let's go see him together. I've got nothing better to do.
Next time, Indiana Jones, it'll take more than children to save you.
Whiskey?
Number 36, Running from the Jovitos, because it's not an Indiana Jones movie until he infuriates the locals.
There's a big snake in the plane, Doc!
One of the reasons why I love this scene so much is because my mother and my sister hate spiders, so they could not stand this scene. Number 30, the fascist monkey betrays Marion. We already mentioned that the monkey dies in this movie, and normally when an animal dies in a film, I start crying, but not for this little jerk. He's in league with the Gestapo, for crying out loud. Number 29, the ARK is revealed. This is one of those mystical moments really brought to life with the music of John Williams. It's also an awesome Easter egg with a little cameo from R2-D2 and C-3PO. Number 28, destroying an archaeological wonder in less than 30 minutes after its discovery.
Damit du nicht aussiehst wie ein Schwein bei deinem Standgericht. Steh auf!
Number 25, Marion's drinking game. I'm going to butt in here during this scene to let you know that Marion is my favorite female character in the Indiana Jones franchise. So much so that I enjoyed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull mainly because it brings Marion back. Number 24, Indy Up Close and Personal. Want to get near Harrison Ford? Here you go. You're welcome. Just another example of how Spielberg puts creativity into every shot he does in this film.
Indiana Jones. Always knew someday you'd come walking back through my door. So what are you doing here in Nepal?
I need one of the pieces your father collected.
I learned to hate you in the last 10 years.
Number 22, that glowing red-hot poker. There's so many great props in this movie, and this thing is definitely one of my favorites.
Stay here.
If you insist, senor.
Shoot them. Shoot them both.
Number 19. Now, as much as I love this scene in which Arnold Tote burns his hand, I actually love the payoff of this. And that doesn't happen until this scene in which he gives a salute and reveals just how badly burned his hand has become. Number 18. Speaking of the staff of Ra, this scene is done masterfully, again with the help of John Williams' score, but also with the amazing art direction in this film that rightfully won the Academy Award. Number 17. Now, going back to my childhood self, this scene really freaked me out because I thought for certain that Indiana Jones was going to rescue Marion. That's not how it turned out. My 9-year-old self was convinced that she was dead. Number 16. Marion is not dead. Indiana Jones is very happy to see her, but we also see in this scene that he is so obsessed with finding the Ark that he's willing to force Marion back into captivity so that he can continue his quest.
You know what, I hate to do this.
Number 15, we not only get this classic line, but we get another example of classic filmmaking with the practical effects in this scene.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Asps. Very dangerous. You go first.
Number 14, for years on the playground we debated whether or not this guy really eats a bug. If you watch closely in slow-mo, you can see that little fly approaching his lip and then it just disappears. So did he eat the bug? Let's find out the official version from actor Paul Freeman.
And when fans are lucky enough to get to meet you, what are the most common questions people ask you?
Well, if they're Raiders fans, they always ask whether I ate the fly.
The answer to that one is?
The answer is that I didn't eat the fly. If you look very carefully, there's a few frames cut out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Number 12. Props to the bald guy. Now, again, I was 9 years old when I watched this. I knew what was going to happen, so I closed my eyes. The funny thing is, my imagination conjured up something way worse. Number 11. Moving lines on a map. Now, this might be silly for me to rank this so high on the list, but it's not an Indiana Jones movie unless we see the map, and the lines, and the montage, and this is how we know where Indiana Jones is going.
Hey, we only have 10 more to go, but guess what? Because of copyright infringement issues, I can't make a very long video, so here's the link to part 2. Go over there and enjoy it.